First of all, I'd just like to thank everybody on behalf of my family for being here and letting my mom's words still impact us all. All right, so I'm going to, straight from her mouth onto this piece of paper, let's listen to what she has to say. Some people can pinpoint a defining moment in their lives, a moment when everything changed for them. I'm one of those people who has experienced such a moment. 20 years ago, September 29th, 1989, I was pulled away from the life that I knew and forced into a terrifying nightmare. With the gun pressed to my forehead, I faced my own death and the reality that my life would be much shorter than I had thought it would be. My thoughts were dark, consumed with the inevitability of death. Why must I die now? At 20 years old, my life had really only just begun. What kind of wife would I have been? Would I have been a good mother? Will it hurt? My family, they will carry this sadness with the rest of their lives. I was kidnapped and raped 20 years ago, but the images, the thoughts in my head, the terror are still very clear to me today. The moment has defined my life, not as a victim, but as a survivor. Many never heal from tragedies such as this. In that car, I could think of no life for me beyond that moment. Recovery wasn't even a consideration. Without question, one of the happiest moments of my life was when I hugged my parents and my future husband, Chris, after I escaped. My healing, my recovery had begun. From then on, I defined myself as a survivor, a fighter. As a lifelong competitor, I viewed my triumph over my captor's will to end my life as a victory. I had won and I had given myself another chance at life. Surviving this crime has since been a great source of pride for me. When I talk about being a victim, I speak in the past tense. I was a victim. But from that moment I escaped, I became stronger, tougher, and a more confident person. People often ask me where this strength comes from and how I feel the strength to move forward. But the way I saw it and continue to see it, I had no other choice. This is what survivors do. I was a victim only in that car, but no longer. It didn't make sense for me to have survived only to give up on life in the days and years that followed. I made a choice to continue to live my life, but now I was living with a renewed sense of life's importance and my power to control my own fate. When people tell me that they could have never survived what I did or they could have never recovered, I do my best to convince them that they would have had the strength, and that recovery is a choice. There are many choices I made on my road to recovery. I could have chosen to pity myself. I could have allowed shame and self-doubt to overwhelm me. But I've never allowed my thinking to go in that direction. It would have been self-destructive. I could have chosen to hide in my house and live in fear. Instead, I made the choice to bravely face the world again. I could have chosen bitterness and isolation, but I found comfort in the counseling and support I received from my family, my friends, and this community. I could have asked myself over and over again, why me? But I would have never found the answer to that question. It would have kept me trapped in the past. Instead, I choose to ask myself another question. How do I get back up and move forward? How do I persist in being a survivor? I've never denied that this event happened. I've never tried to forget it. This crime is a part of my history. It has helped shape the person I am today, and I like that person. My recovery has always been about how to move forward in my future. It has never been about staying stuck in the past. So as long as you have the freedom to make your own choices, you too have the ability to choose renewed strength and recovery. If you choose to live your life, no matter what you have gone through, you will find the strength you need. I challenge you not to doubt your own strength. Be courageous when your life challenges you and choose to overcome them. Be a survivor. When I prepared to speak here tonight at the 20th Annual Walk for Awareness, I spent a great deal of time reflecting on the past 20 years. I wonder if things are any better now than they were 20 years ago. I believe in some respects they are. I believe there's a greater understanding of victimization today. Through social events like Walk for Awareness, people better understand that many scars that sexual assaults leave on its victim in society is more sympathetic. I think that instead of pointing fingers at rape victims, we are more likely to open our arms and embrace. We may not be able to stop sexual crimes, but we do have the power to help victims heal and return to life. I know that, as a victim, I feel a renewed sense of strength and comfort when I come in and walk and see hundreds of people here to show their support. The silence of the walk fills me with a powerful calm. I walk away with a tremendous feeling of peace and hope. I want to thank you all for that. You are the reason for my continued well-being. I also want to share my personal reflections of the last 20 years. In gathering my thoughts for tonight, I thought about the path that my life had taken, and I wondered if I had served my purpose. I suppose that most people who survive a life-threatening situation come to believe that they must have survived for a reason, that there was something that they were meant to accomplish or do. I have often wondered that, and the answer that I came up with is that my greater belief in myself as a result of my survival allowed me to accomplish my running goals when I returned to competitive college running. It helped me to be a better high school coach and inspire my runners to believe in themselves. It has helped me as a teacher as I encourage my students to be passionate about their lives and their future. The knowledge I have gained from this experience has allowed me to trust again and believe that most men are compassionate and wonderful people. Believing this allowed me to discover the amazing love I have shared with my husband. And because I never gave up on life, and I always believed in the goodness of life, I wanted more than anything to bring children into this world. My husband and I are proud parents of two incredible people, an 18-year-old son and a 12-year-old daughter. My life is full and my life is rewarding, so I've come to believe that my purpose in surviving is to show others that being a victim does not have to mean the end of one's hope, dreams, and happiness. Maybe my story can show others that, though the memories still remain, I have not let them cripple me and prevent me from enjoying the great life that I know I deserve. So how can my hearing about my experiences in recovery help you? What do I want you to take away from here tonight? Being a victim of a crime, especially one of sexual nature, is a terrible crime that leaves many emotional scars. If you know a victim of a crime, please reach out to them. Be patient and understanding as they heal. If you have been a victim of crime, please seek help. Do not deal with this alone. Reach out to family, friends, teachers, and community resources. I attribute a major part of my healing to my family who embraced me with love, my friends who listened to me when I needed to talk, then showed me that fun and laughter were still a part of my life. My professors who showed compassion when I had difficulty concentrating in the weeks after the assault. The police who believed in me and treated me with dignity and respect. My coach who gave me confidence to return to the sport of running, and especially to the people of this community. Many total strangers who reached out to my family and me with words of comfort. Let the support and love you receive from those who care about you lift you up and restore your faith in humankind. This walk is a reminder that we cannot and should not walk alone in our battle to overcome. Be a survivor for a better today and tomorrow, and do not remain a victim of yesterday. Acknowledge your victimization and accept it, but then make the decision to move on and grow from the trauma. Find renewed strength and courage as you take the steps to regain control of your life. You do have the strength to do this. Commit to believing that no one can take away your belief in yourself and your strength unless you let them. Empower yourself with the belief that life can be good, and then pick up the pieces and live the life that you deserve. You are stronger than you think.